suspended, I think, it's like.
People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. It's Friday, so I hope everyone's had a great week, moving that much closer to their goals, hopes, dreams, and ambitions, and obviously overcome any hardship. Hope you're all in good health, mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, and etc. As I said, hope you're all enjoying your Friday and you're doing good things in relation to the weekend. Obviously, Arsenal versus Southampton. Check out the pin message. I'll be doing a watch along tomorrow. Today we'll be previewing Arsenal Southampton. We'll talk about some transfer topics and, you know, all opinions, questions, talking points, anything that's troubling you, lot that you're considering asking in the comments. Feel no sort of way about shouting them. You know, less of them gang questions. You know, there was I don't know why someone saw a black you and thought, are you in a gang or something? But fair play to them, you know. Suck their mums furthermore. But yeah, to everyone, appreciate you lot, and I'm always appreciative of you lot support. Please make sure we're hitting the like button early doors, people. I apologize for my tardiness. I'm not gonna lie, I was sat here eating. I'll be real with you lot, you know. At least I didn't finish my, I wouldn't call it a yogurt, my jelly, you know. I didn't finish my jelly. I need to eat, man. I didn't think it would take me that long. I saw it say 31 bars, 32 bars, 33 bars, 35 bars. I was like, you know what? We're late in it. Might as well just continue it. You know, lateness is something I struggle with and something that's on my 2022 goals, man. You know, I'm on this Aubameyang thing. You know how it is. It's a B-man timing situation. I'm not late. You lot are just early, man. And I appreciate the support you lot dropping each and every time. And before we get on to it, it'd be rude, man. I was late. The least I could do is, obviously, I've said good morning. Say, well, go on. We need a striker that can get involved in hold-up play, involved in play, and have athleticism to get back into the box after hold-up Vlahovic in. He lacks a bit of pace, but he does do that. I'm gonna have to do it yourself on FM, my guy. Osimhen, Vlahovic. I mean, we ain't getting either, but you know, I can't lie. I'd rather Vlahovic, but I hear that. You know, Osimhen, we had a chance to grab him when he was like 16 or something like that, as he always talks. You know, probably. I'm still here, folks. Just turning on the fan. Probably that one day is gone, really, and you know it's a shame for us, man, because he was having a good season. I think he suffered something with his tooth or his gum or some sort of problem. I don't know if that rules him out for AFCON, but Nigeria probably kicking themselves because they got a good team, and obviously it's not just about having good teams, it's about having good players. And when you're in a purple patch of form, when you're feeling confident, I'm sure he was looking to lead the line. It's a devastating effect for Nigeria. I assume Nigeria in the AFCONs. I don't know who's qualified, but I think he's out of that. But yeah, you're right, man. The next striker has to be able to do what Aubameyang and Lacazette can do, rather than allow us to overcompensate what these two bring. I know it's easier said than done, but ideally someone that can contribute with hold-up play and link-up things, someone that's an aerial presence, someone that obviously can get goals and stuff, where Aubameyang, he needs goals kind of. He's a service-reliant striker. For Lacazette, he doesn't score many. So if we can get someone that's obviously a positive to them negatives, that would be it. But it's easier said than done, and it's probably going to cost big money. Hopefully in the summer we make a big money transfer, but I would like two strikers. I would like a big money acquisition, and I think we need another striker for the squad. Balogun's got opportunity when he goes on loan in January to show his levels. I think we need a striker in it, because same way Aubameyang's been doing it, there's been times Lacazette has come into the team and things like that. I would like someone who could score goals, and maybe someone that could also score goals, but like an Ivan Toney sort, someone that's got hold up playing things. I think we'd need a big name, and then if scouts can do their jobs, I don't see a striker personally happening until the summer. We struggle to score goals. I think a lot of it could be rectified with installing confidence in a couple of players holding themselves accountable. And I just think the system, you know, as much as I feel we need a striker and Aubameyang and Lacazette are failing, I don't feel we sign a striker and we start improving, because Arteta hasn't shown me chance creation. He hasn't shown me the ability to get the ball into the box and work chances. Aubameyang is doing poor, but he's hardly having any. We've seen Balogun up there, Eddie up there, Lacazette up there. Aubameyang, our strikers are starving, you know. Even against Everton, Lacazette was poor, but he's starved. He's isolated, he's alone, you know. even if we look at creativity, people said, oh, get rid of Ozil, bring in Odegaard and Smith Rowe's emergence, and then we're flying. We're still struggling creative-wise, whether one's in the team, both are in the team or whatever. So it wasn't as white and black as that. Same way you can sign any defender you want. We're not going to improve defensively to the level we need until everyone from the keeper to the striker holds themselves to the same account. You know, against Newcastle, we're getting brushed aside too easily in midfield. Is there any coincidence when it's hard and it's difficult and it's wet and it's windy conditions that Arsenal bottle it in away from home against Everton? These things are highlighted even more. Or is it only relevant when you lose? Because these things have been here whether we've won, lost or drawn. We do need a striker, 100%. Keep your opinions coming. Big up you lot each and every time. Joe, big up Joe. I see him backing me in the comments when Omar's trying to do man dirty. Say, let man eat his food. You get me? Appreciate that. You know, obviously, we're here today. You know, big up everyone that was on Twitch at 10 a.m., you know, for the DG podcast. We spoke about football, you know. That we're here now. I'll be back on Twitch at 4 p.m. Obviously, you know, I'm going to upload some clips onto YouTube. I didn't upload Twitches from yesterday, so you'll get a couple of other videos tomorrow. As I said, it's watch along business. Even if you can't be there, make sure you're hitting the like button. Where I was about to send you guys the link. Where is it gone? Maybe God doesn't want you at my watch alongs. What's all this? Oh, subtitles. No, I'm in the wrong section, people. No wonder it's not coming. I'm about to say, what's all this about? Shout out to the two people, I think one's me, who have hit the like button on the Southampton watching on. You lot are some real guys. We've got 33 likes. Can we get that to 100 sooner rather than later, folks? Big up you lot. Let's slap that in there. I don't know why, but I like to put my name in the title now. I don't know why, but it is what it is, isn't it, people? So yeah, make sure you all like that one. Hey, we finally got it. But yeah, we're back again. Here we go. 26 hours, raw excitement. But yeah, make sure you're all there for that one. Big up yourself, Chase Gold. Again, you know, if you're new, hit the like and follow. You know you're gonna be here forever, man. How are you, mate? I appreciate that. I'm good, man. I appreciate that, man. I'm in good spirits. Health is good. It is what it is. Man are saying finally. Time for the intro. Still not sure what you say at the end. What time do you call this, DG? B-man timing, bro. Listen, where's my I used to be on report for behavior in school, but I also used to be on one for timing, and I used to have to, you know, get teachers to sign it. So here you lot go, sign it, please. I was late. I hear it, you know, sign my tardy, sign my I don't even remember what they called it, but my slip, you know. I was late, I was disruptive, I was whatever. Here you lot go, man. That's what it reminds me of. I feel like I'm getting in trouble. Welcome back with another Arsenal talk from DG himself, Deluded. Appreciative, man. Back at it like a crack addict. I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny, but it is so funny. I appreciate it. You lot are killing me, man. Good vibes. Lateness is greatness and all of that sort of stuff. Fashionably late. Oh, man, don't get to the rave on time. If man are saying it starts at 10, man's getting there at 1. DG slowly getting swollen, man. I see you. Get me, little, little ones and twos and all them things there. He's making the guy smile and that. What can I say? Looking like I was in the jail. Me, Pepe, and Martinelli out here on the wing and that. It's brazy. DG, you're a bit ill today. Nah, man. If I'm not the realest, I'm therefore the illest. But apart from that, I'm in good spirits, my guy. You know. What's good, people? Think the Rona finally caught me waiting on results, locked in with DG and the gang. First things first, everybody, yourself included, wishing you lot positive health. Please don't forget to look after you lot selves even more so, because, you know, obviously you're seeing what's going on globally. So hope for the best with you, my guy. And Tavares has been linked with City. We're going to get into that, man. But Tino, hope the cold soldiers you want, man. Come here, big man to be getting licked down by the cold, you know, pattern up. That made your conscience move mad, didn't it? When people say that to me, that makes me move mad. What have we got here? We need a press-resistant midfielder. Our centre mids are too error-prone, and we don't have any centre mids that are naturally comfortable under pressure. MB, tell them again. That's it. That's a form of defending to me. You know how you hold on the ball, how you manipulate the ball, how you win fouls, how you get your team high up the field. You said it. We've needed a press-resistant midfielder like yesterday. You know, the most press-resistant midfielder in our team isn't really press-resistant at all, in that you'd probably say Xhaka's probably got the more strengths going forward. But respectfully, I think Xhaka is not as bad as people make out, but these are not the strongest foundations, really and truly. You're playing games, really. We need that. You know, and me personally, I don't really get at the personnel anymore, because a blind man could see Arsenal Arsenal needed to address this midfield when we signed Partey and before that. Arteta, Edu, you were midfielders. Whether you wanted to bring a midfielder in and things changed, to be quite harsh and quite frankly, I don't care. I can only judge on what's there. I've been saying I don't think Arsenal are going to do anything serious until that midfield's addressed. And I don't want to be right. I want to be wrong. I want us to somehow scumbag our way into Europe and beyond. But I don't think Arsenal improve or do anything serious until, like you said, we sign a press-resistant midfield, or we find proper pairings in midfield, or our midfield just stands for something. I'm not trying to be negative, but you look at Arsenal's midfield, we're probably one of the select few in the league where it doesn't say anything. There's not mad technically gifted players, so you don't, it's not a press-resistant thing. We ain't got thugs in the middle, so it's not like we're just going to roll up, shut people out, be rigid and difficult to break down. We ain't got either raw. We've got a mixed bag. Partey's confidence has been shot. I still stand behind Partey, like I stand behind Tierney, like Aubameyang needs to hold the bench, but I stand behind him. I'm backing people that are not backing me right now. But Partey, for whatever reason, it's not happening. El Nene, not levels. Lokonga, still learning. Xhaka will give you 10 amazing games, 20 bad games, 30 good games, 50 bad games. It's a mixed bag, very hot and cold, much like a lot of these players. And again, we haven't got time for being hot and cold. We've got young players and they're going to make mistakes. I'm not saying these players have cost us, but Tavares' mistakes, Lokonga's, Partey's mistakes, and any other players, how many mistakes have led to goals this season? Mistakes happen. They're going to happen with this youth side, but we need to arrest that. And I'm purposely saying the young ones because is there any really? You want to sit here and talk about Marie and these guys that have equally cost points? We're a mistake-ridden team. We've got a young team, so we need to be able to bounce back quicker than usual, take advantage where you can. And that has to start with Southampton on Saturday. Respectfully, Southampton, we're gonna preview the game in a sec, but you man got a 50-year-old in goal. You lot don't really keep clean sheets, struggling to buy wins, ain't beat us in the Premier League at home. But again, things are not won on paper. Southampton should be feeling like they could get 3 points and they could kickstart their own season. Hasenhuttl has to probably believe that, in my humble opinion. Everton couldn't buy a win. They rocked against us. Things changed. Now, it won't surprise me if they kick on now because we normally do that to teams. Equally, it won't surprise me if Everton revert back to type this this weekend and the same old. Reality is, we all know August is a difficult. Man said August. I hope they're not listening to me. December is a difficult period. I thought we had to get 6 points going into this week. We can only get 3 points minimum. So for me, Europe's gone. But that's a very emotional reply and emotionally charged. Europe's still there mathematically. These players need to believe they can get it. If they can't get it, it's an absolute myth. You need to get 3 points against Southampton. I don't know who you lot need. I don't need to tell you lot who we're playing on Wednesday midnight, midweek. The same team that on an evening fixture troubled Liverpool. Same team that early doors troubled Chelsea. West Ham, if we play like how we've played, and to be fair, even then, they're probably gonna cane us. It's probably gonna be 3-4 at half time. Again, they're a more street smart team. They're a more functional unit. Everything is going right for them. I'm not going to say everything is going wrong for Arsenal because we're still higher than we used to be, but everything, quote unquote, kind of is going wrong. So we're going to need to stand up to be counted. Cavani might be good for Arsenal, but we'd make him look robbed. All of a sudden, he would look like a pensioner, that's got Alzheimer's, that needs his carer to look after him, and's got arthritis. These things happen. We don't look after players. We make, is there any coincidence? Every player in the world has limits, has shortcomings. But why is it when Arsenal sign players, you see these glaring limitations, and to the point where you look at players and you're generally like, did we get swindled? How have you gone from, in Partey's case, as I said, bossing Liverpool with Atletico to this? Man are shooting man's confidence and man are just playing poor, and it can't be a coincidence, man. Like, everybody in this team don't really look. One thing I hate, and it's not really with Arteta, is these players' confidence levels. They're too volatile. 2 losses, they think they're the worst thing ever. 2 wins, they think they're the best. As I always say, when you win games, you can't think you're the best. You can't think you're amazing. When you lose, you can't think you're bad. I think they're too volatile, and you see it. People, when we're confident, everybody wants to ball. When we're not and we're losing and times are hard, as you see, certain people are crumbling, certain people going to their shells. But at the same time, I'm not going to say I don't feel Mikel Arteta doesn't give them confidence, but there can't be there's got to be a reason where everybody is failing, especially with the attacking players, and everybody is struggling. Bro, Lacazette has had 5 shots on this season. Not all his fault, but he nor Oba create quality shooting opportunities for themselves, and that's it. G. If I'm a striker, I can't keep sitting here going game in, game out. In Aubameyang's case, last season and this season, and saying I'm not scoring because man, I'm not creating. Make something happen for yourself. You know, Aubameyang's had a couple of opportunities. Yeah, literally 2 a game. But Aubameyang on form, he used to score these 2 little chances that are given. Take your chances. Lacazette the same. You know, they have to do more. But again, you know, we need to accept players at face value, and we haven't got quality players. Them two are limited. Lacazette less sold than Aubameyang, but they're limited. If you're not laying, you know, Lacazette don't score too many from outside the area, and his goals are kind of similar. So if you're not having him alive in the box, yeah, he can affect it general play, but in terms of goal scoring, what he's primarily paid to do, it's a myth. Aubameyang, service reliant. Yeah, he's woeful, but you're not giving him anything. Thomas Partey, limited midfielder. You're making the limitations even more highlighted. Again, you know, and the same can be said all over the field. You're signing wingers, you don't have attacking fullbacks, and we're complaining that these wingers are not in positions that they can harm teams. So we're signing people, we don't know what's going on. We don't know how to get the best out of our players, and there's a mixed cocktail of things going on, really and truly. You know, big chance created this season. You know, I think you said Premier League 17th, Arsenal 28th. What do you mean? In the Premier League, I think Arsenal are 17th. I don't understand what you said there. The numbers are confusing me. But yeah, we all know when it comes to chances created, big chances created, we're struggling to do things of that nature. Big up AM. AM, I'm not happy with you, Car. You've been moving dirty, man. You see, as soon as I start winning on Football Manager, you're not there again. Man said Partey prob telling Felix how he went for 50 to 250. All right, London life. Let's go and make the peas, man. Work has had man on a chokehold. Pause. Ain't been able to lock in a minute. No, it's all love, man. DG, you should put a Christmas jumper on for the theme. Hey, why not, man? Why not? Why not? But again, I always tell you a lot about my Christmas presents. You know, I would like 3 points for Arsenal, but I'm not that naive. You lot chip. All of you put in £1. Let's get a Moncler jacket. Let's get a PS5. Let's get a 65-inch TV. Let's get my studio remodeled, so you've got green screens on all the walls. Let's, you know, I know you all saw the latest Arsenal drip. You know, I bought a couple of things, so go and get me the things I didn't, or just buy the same things. Let's get some crepes. Let's get some vapors. Let's get tickets for Barcelona, West Ham if it happens in Europa League. It is what it is, people. As an older guy who enjoys your content, I respect your work rate. However, Joao Felix must be clickbait. Or, you know, it's just paper talk. Like I tell you, look, don't shoot the messenger. I never said we're buying Joao Felix. You know, Mr. Don't know who made this. We'll get onto it, but there's a rumor there. So why not speak about it? You know, there's nothing. Arsenal have nothing better to do but talk about things. So if you want to take it as clickbait, or if I'm telling you one thing and you're getting 11, then I can't help you, my guy Craig. But nonetheless, shout out to you and appreciate you for being of old age. What did Arteta learn from Pep? You'd have to speak with him. Hope you're having a good Friday, and tell Miss Deluded we say hi. Miss, in fact, what I say and what I don't say could get man in trouble still. So I listen, it's a football thing. It's a football thing. Press resistant would be Renato and Kessié. Wouldn't say they're press resistant, my lad. Definitely not Kessié. I wouldn't say, you know, people. There's a difference between being able to play under pressure and being press resistant. Under half of you on the like button doing DG dirty. Come on, nation. 100 likes or high bills. Hey, unexpected high bills times 2. And what I mean by that is, you know, your boiler breaks. I hope that you have a special sort of boiler where there's only a piece that you have to buy from Germany, which means there's a lot more, man. What else are you lot saying, man? This season, the young ones are doing their job. It's the senior players need to step up. Exactly. Not a single senior player is stepping up. I mean, I can't lie. I count Ramsdale as a senior player. Definitely where this squad is concerned. He's still a young man, but he's significantly more experienced. But with the exception of him, I don't know what's going on, because obviously Edu spent time waffling. Do you remember the Edu's interview? He spent time waffling about these experienced players, and I don't really believe in these experienced players, and they're not looking like they believe in themselves. 3 points needed, bro. Needed. And again, we need that insurance, man. But I told you, look, you lot are saying, you know, Europa League. First, it was when we dropped into Europa League. Oh, we'll rest players. They'll be fitter for the Prem this year. Oh, we play once a week and it's this and that. You know, all of these things are not going to fly. Like, it's not going to fly. No matter if you're training, if you got 3 games in 10 days, 2 games a week, or 1 game or whatever. If you're not utilizing your time correctly, then it's a myth. And respectfully, I can't say Arsenal are. Yeah, there's some improvements and I might be coming a bit harsh, but in comparison to a lot of these players, since they've historically been at Arsenal, the manager's been at Arsenal, this whole we need time, it works. It makes sense. But time for what? You need to get to a certain destination by a certain date. As I always say, Rome weren't built in a day, but would it kill to see some scaffolding go up? Would it kill to see some laborers, materials being dropped? And it looked like that. Obviously, the back five, it looked like there was some materials dropped. It looks like, a couple plumbers and people are skiving off. It looks like the plan's gonna be biggy, man. Unfortunately, Arteta is too inexperienced to offer the players the right information to help where needed. Unpopular opinion, I hear that, but I don't think that as well, because all you hear is good things of he tells us everything. He's a master tactician. He's this, that, and the other. Maybe he's overloading players. Maybe he doesn't convey messages the same way, because how you might take information might be different. You might be able to get shouted at. I might turn soft if I get shouted at. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Is there a human element? I think he's improved his man management, but off the last couple of games, you're starting to see what's going on with Oba. I think the Oba's something of nothing. Eddie came on ahead of you because you've been shit. It's as simple as that. Don't know what's going on with Pepe. I don't even know with the Nketiah thing. Our man wants to leave. You're trying to convince a girl who don't want you how good you are. Like, you had your chance. She's done with you. Eddie, you could have done this for Eddie time ago. You're waiting to the club is waiting to the last 6 months of a deal to work things out. We need to get to January to realize Balogun needs to go out on loan and play some senior football. It's crazy. You're very spot on, DG. Your insight and reasoning always makes sense, and it's never out of spite or admiration. Big up, one of the few keeps it real and supports the club 100%. I appreciate that. Enjoying this, man. Don't get DG started about this Christmas list. Aye, that as well, but it is what it is. Would you take Henry as a manager? Not until he does something, man. I think with Partey, it's more Simeone. I don't think he can play how we want to play. I mean, every manager, that's a sign of a good manager. He's a limited guy, he fits into a system, Get that out of Partey, managers make players look decent. You look at the Liverpool team, there's quality players, but since Klopp's come in there, he's changed Liverpool fans' thinking regarding a lot of players. Why? The manager knows what he wants, so he knows how players can tie in. When you don't know what's going on with Partey and he's limited anyways, man are gonna look scary. Of course, Simeone is a good manager, and you look at hella players that have left. They always either come back or there is a bit of a tax. It's a bit of a hefty tax, but let's just hope there's still some net pay left there. I still think there's a song to be sung out of Partey. I still think he's decent, but the gloves are off. I don't really care for none of these players. If you're not the young ones at Haaland, if you're fucking about, then drop, man. Do what you can. I'm not saying everyone needs to get dropped, everyone needs to get sold, but I'm not gonna lie. For a team that cries about, we're young and for the future, it's what you do with these players for the present that sums that up. And there's so much inconsistencies around the senior players, Leno, he might not be playing, but he's still there, What else have I said? Thomas Partey, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Granit Xhaka when fit, or Granit Xhaka's an enigma in general at this football club. El Nene, couple years left. Of course, some man are sidemen at this club. Cedric, forgot you was here. Marie, forgot you was here. You lot might as well let DG interview you, car. You man might as, and I'm not playing no ball. I don't know. Is Pablo, Marie, and Cedric doing that Arsenal in the community stuff? If we're keeping them just for them to go secondary schools and whatnot, fair play. Someone's got to do it. It gives Saka and that time off. Marie and Cedric can't even get into when we're doing the new merchandise card. They can't set them and they can't sell the merchandise. No one knows them, man. Respectfully, like that's why you see Saka, Smith Rowe, Uncle Ian, big up Righty, and the rest of them. So again, it's the inconsistencies around what we're doing with the experienced players that for me concerns it, because what you do with these guys sets up the future. If you was to get Champions League football somehow with these boys, that sets up what Saka and these lot can play in. That sets up attracting other players and finding slightly younger but more experienced players to tie into the future. So it really could, so we can talk about all these buzzwords and all these things till we're blue in the face, but what I'm seeing, it don't really convince me, if I'm completely honest with you. It doesn't. And I do think Arteta is playing a dangerous game with these senior players, and especially around the sea. I'm all for patience. Listen, for Tavares, I'm all for, like, let's take him. I'm very patient with him. We know he makes mistakes. I'm not killing him for any of his mistakes, but I'm not patient with not learning. I'm sorry. Just using Tavares as an example, 3 away games. If I'm the manager, you don't play away for home for me in them big games, because you weren't the worst. You let yourself down against United, pissed up against Liverpool, terrible off the bench against Everton. I can't rely on you. You know what I mean by that is I still support him and whatnot. But you should have learned from the Liverpool game. You should have learned from the United game to then come off the bench, bearing that game in mind, and do what you did against Everton, where he weren't the reason we lost in isolation. That tells me you're not thinking. Now, for me, I've got more. I don't have patience for that because you need to go and learn. I don't have patience for it, but I've got more patience for people like him, Smith Rowe, Saka, etc., than the experienced players. And for Arteta's approach with the experienced players, because we haven't got time for it. They're not getting any younger. They're not. At least with Partey, you could say he's got probably about 3 years or so with him. You know, the rest is tiresome. And the thing is, we clearly show when players decline, we don't know how to still get a tune out of them. Vardy's decline, Ronaldo's decline. You know, even fucking Joaquim playing for Betis has declined. They're still getting a tune out of them. Declining, regressing. There's so many words that football fans who don't know what they're talking about, they see it and they're like, oh, it's doom and gloom. Of course players are regressing. Of course players are declining and things. You know, Benzema's declined. Lewandowski's declined compared to what they wanted to do. But they're still amazing because they've perfected other things. Arsenal don't do that on the best of days with the best of players. So how are you going to do it with players that are trickling down? And that's what annoys me for everything about Aubameyang's form. Because when the man signed this deal, first thing that should have happened, year one of that deal signing or whenever that summer, you're looking for a striker. You don't bring him in the first year, all right, cool. You don't bring him in the second year, all right, cool. This summer, you need to bring him in and you're messing around. Aubameyang's not going to be here forever, you know. So why are we messing around with him on top of the poor form? It's like Liverpool with Mo Salah. Salah's got about 4 or 5 years. He's only 29, but he's someone that's there for the present. They're not going to piss around with him. 1 minute left wing, right wing, 10 out the team, in the team, super sub, this, that, and the third. You know, obviously, if his form was poor, which it has, you can never mention poor form and Salah in the same sentence, would be a thing. But you lot are smart enough to get the point. And I even forgot when we're talking about man like Kolasinac. Best performance has come when he's protecting Ozil, and we do run the joke about being a bouncer and that. Bro, he can't protect Arsenal because they can't protect themselves. So it's all a myth, man. It's all a myth. Man said really good to Arsenal, bro. When you got Real Madrid and them things there, it's a myth, bro. A big problem for us is mentality. I'm not saying mentality will make you a better player than you actually are, but it will keep you playing to the best of your own ability. I'd slightly disagree. You're right, but I would say if anything, it'll make you outplay out of your skin. Look at now, the West Ham thing could end, but they're playing out of their skin. Leicester have done it, you know. There's many other examples and whatnot. But when you believe and you hold yourself accountable, you have half a chance. These men defeat themselves, and for me at Arsenal, it looks like while the game's being played, we're looking for things to just say, all right, this is why we lost. This is why it didn't happen. And I saw elements of that against United, against Liverpool, against Everton, you know, against Brighton, against Palace at home. Brentford, Chelsea, City are completely different, but there was elements of such. Zlatan to Arsenal confirmed. Yeah. I wouldn't say necessarily, but definitely more than what we have. It is what it is in that regards. Let's crack on with this Joao Felix stuff, because I'm sure a lot of you go, oh, Joao Felix. Even, you know, guys are going, I'm an older guy, but I don't like the clickbait. Oh my God. So let's see what's going on. But before that, Europe is so important. Felix is a baller. He just don't suit Atletico. I mean, he's going to go from one defensive team to a team that can't attack. So I don't know if he'd get the best. And just for the very fact that we're not spending 100-odd million on him in January or at all, it's a myth. I don't know how, being an Arsenal fan, you could ever be in a scenario where you could say no thanks to Joao Felix, regardless of him hitting the heights or not. It's a myth. You know, but fair play. Let's see exactly what has been said about Joao Felix. You know, do not shoot the messenger like some of you, you know. Again, AS has said the 4 suitors of Joao Felix, the Portuguese has had no minutes against Porto and enjoyed his day off in Lisbon. It's good to go home. I miss Benfica a lot, he said. Scrolling all the way down. Apparently, his future, he went to watch his brother play a youth match. Apparently, his future at Atletico is in air. He expressed his affection for Benfica. It's good to be back. I haven't been here since I left. This is where it all started, and it's good for the fans. I don't think this means a Benfica one is on the cards. But as you see here, Joao Felix environment is already studying various alternatives to try to convince Atletico and to facilitate a departure for the Portuguese in this winter market or next summer. I don't know if he gets a move this January, but maybe something will happen. Apparently, the Portuguese wants to leave Atletico. As announced, there are 4 teams that have asked, according to SER. The situation explained that Gil Martin has told Jorge Mendes that if he brings an offer for Joao Felix, Atletico will let him go. There are 4 English teams that have already asked for him. They are Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Newcastle. So for me, if United asks for you, you're probably gonna go. If Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp asks for you, you're gonna go. Newcastle, they could put the money down, but they could be playing in the Championship. I think that's a myth. And for Arsenal, I know he can play up front and all these things, but I would apologize, but I can't see how it happens. Definitely in January or in the summer, because as much as I feel he's the man, he can play up front, he can play as a 10, he can do all them things. Does he solve a problem at Arsenal? And I say yes. On many hands, I'd say no, because he can do a lot of things directly. I still think there's a lot of education he needs to do for him as a baller. But I'm all for it. And as much as it is, Atletico invested a hefty sum in him. Are Arsenal going to find that in January? And that's before, he's like caviar. You shouldn't be going to a restaurant and buying caviar and calamari if you ain't got bread in your kitchen or you ain't got milk in your fridge. We need bread and milk addressing the midfield. Come on now. Let's pay our house bills first. Then let's talk about buying all these wavy things, these Amazon Echoes and things, these accessories for the house, which is a player like Joao Felix. He's a player that gets bums off seats. It excites people. He's amazing. He's got a talent and that. And I would all be for it. I'm not begrudging it. He can play up front, which is probably another thing. But do I see £127 million being spent by Arsenal on that without signing a number 8? Who knows? I mean, his agent, Jules Mendes, bring some of that Portuguese influence to Arsenal. If you can find the next Bruno Fernandes, you can score goals. If you got Renato Sanchez on the low, if you've got a couple Portuguese man playing in Portugal that can be cost effective, bring them in. These are the sort of agents we should be making relations with, not Kaya Bloody Jarupkin and all them thing there. So it is what it is here. Apparently, if we go on this article, Mendes spoke with Atletico to inform that in January he will remove Joao Felix. So again, Arsenal, Liverpool, United, and probably Newcastle are probably just being used as some sort of crutch to facilitate these rumours. Apparently, Joao Felix, he wants to look for another project because in this one it's not working. I mean, you've probably improved defensively and all round because the systems are so different, or what you are as a footballer to the system. But a blind man could see this move wasn't going to bang. How can an attacking player succeed to the best of his capabilities in a team whose primary job isn't to defend? Now, Griezmann played amazing there, but some would wonder, and I don't believe this, just play devil's advocate, could you have seen a better Griezmann somewhere else? Saying that, when half of these men leave, which could be Joao Felix, like with Partey, like with Griezmann, they look a bit fraudy, Can he beat the allegations like Diego Costa, who ironically was good but did eventually return? Bulk of this is coming from these things. He's not played for Atletico since November the 7th when he played 3 minutes against Valencia. So he's an unhappy man, really, really and truly, people. He's an amazing footballer, but can anyone say this is going to happen? I would, even for United, is this what they need first off the bat in January? Is this it, really? Is this what Liverpool need? Is this what it will get? It'll be the first marquee signing for Newcastle and that, considering they're fighting in the league. And I can't really sit here and say none of these teams can take or need a quality player to this level. But is this what they need in January? I'd have to ask a Liverpool, United fan and Newcastle fan if there's any here comment, for their opinions. But I don't know. I don't know. So maybe we're just being used to leverage this sort of stuff. But, he's 22, can play in a bunch of roles. He's a good player. I mean, I would love him at the club for what it's worth. I'm a fan of his, but I can't see it happening. It's not really worked out. And again, it's not thriving. He's blistering start. Obviously, Portuguese league, going to Spain, there's a jump. There's a significant uptake. But, he's struggling. It's a bit like Thomas Lemar. He's found his feet at Atletico, but they're not going to thrive. 20 goals and 11 assists in 88. It's not the worst, but yeah, for Benfica, blistering start. Look at it, people. In 40, just under 40 odd games, look what he did. In La Liga, 14 goals, 8 assists in 66. It's meaty. It is very meaty for the guy. And if we look at him this season, can we get some detailed statistics? Let's see what's going on. Champions League, he completed 80 minutes against Liverpool. Other than that, it's been meaty. At best playing 50 minutes, close to an hour. And then at times he's been subbed. Obviously, he suffered a muscular injury. He's had a bad time. He's had an ankle knock this season. But he's really struggled to play 90 minutes. Obviously, he's had injuries and your manager's not going to let you play 90 if he doesn't have faith. And he's put in it seemed like he was over it now. You know, did a thing against Barca. He played well in that game, if I remember correctly. You know, seemed to be nailing it down, and then's out the squad and now finds himself here. So it's a bit of inconsistencies and general frustration. Maybe he doesn't feel trusted by Simeone or utilised to the scale. Newcastle and Arsenal asks about Atletico Star's situation. As you lot know, people, he moved for 113 million. They're going to want that back minimum. At least he can leave with as a success. They won the league title, as we know. You know, he scored once in 12 appearances in all comps this season, which is brazy. Let's actually confirm that. Where's the statistics in them thing there? Why is it not showing his goals in there? Okay, cool. His goals are here. 1 goal in La Liga. Bloody hell. But yeah, you've been meaty still. Sorry for hitting the thing. You've been meaty. So yeah, man, obviously, you know, for United, they have a rich history of Portuguese players and that. I mean, agent Tavares and Cedric, can you lot do us a thing? Newcastle could buy him and it could be a statement, but you could buy him and then end up in the championship. So it's a bit meaty where that's concerned. And then obviously, just to confirm everything, people, Daily Mail have collaborated the same thing. You know, Joao Felix is told he can leave Atletico if a suitable offer arrives, and all these clubs are looking at, man. Mendes is trying to sort out his situation, people. So it is what it is. It just ain't worked out. So I don't know if these clubs are onto him. You know, I really don't know if they're onto him. So yeah, we'll have to see, man. You know, far cry from the big money move and being the golden boy and whatnot. But that's that with Joao Felix. Why's my nose itching now? Joao Felix. So yeah, man, make of that what you lot will. There's a couple other bits and pieces where transfers are concerned, people, but that's Joao Felix, isn't it? You know, purely paper talk. We've just been downgraded. There aren't any more excuses. Fully thought we would have been better off having less competitions. We must really be bad. I hear you lot, but it just that them things there. It's the same school of thought from wait till a certain man get their own players. It needs time, and all of these things sound great in isolation, but it's like, what are you doing in this present day? And as much as I have admiration for Arteta, he's not shown me anything to say these things would happen. It's almost like I just whatever happens, whatever turns up on the day is what I see, man. Man, I live in a dream. Man said Bale, Coutinho, Hazard, Aspilicueta, and Wijnaldum to Arsenal. DG, you've got 40 million before sales to spend in January. Who are you buying, bro? What's 40 million gonna do, man? You might as well see where they can get you for Auer and Grimares and these sort of guys. Let's see what happens, man. Players want to play in Europe, so Europe is very important. I mean, you're right, but at the same time, we've signed players without Europe, and other teams have. So if you put the money on the table, leverage the London aspect, and keep lying to these players that we're trying to build something, it can happen, man. Would you settle for Europa Conference? No, unacceptable, unacceptable. Me, look at this face. Look at this. Look at the diverse fan base. We got everybody commenting their opinions and whatnot every day. Look at the Twitch gang. You know, someone like me shouldn't be Conference League. No. Do I want to be doing watch-alongs in Conference League? I'll take it. It's more watch-alongs means more engagement and more to be with you lot. But allow me, man. Europa League. I don't even like saying the minimum car. Even that, like. A part of me recognizes that, and it's just purely attitude and whatnot. But a part of me would rather be in no Europe than playing the Conference League, just based on what I've been seeing this campaign. But again, that could present a platform for young players to play. But if the team and the manager can't manage one competition and performing accordingly, I know we've got Sunderland in the quarterfinals of the Cat Yarabao. It's a myth. Pardon me. Problem we have is learning. Seems like everybody is learning, from the manager to the players. Young players making mistakes. Arteta makes mistakes. Senior players mistakes. Unpopular opinion is it's not the learning. It's the learning from the mistakes. We're not. Nobody's doing that. You know. We're still signing Buki players. You know, the young players. I don't know if they're being for young players. You always want them to be asked the right question. It's about changing their mindset and making better thinkers. You know, and getting rid of getting rid of bad habits. For the experienced ones, old habits die hard. A lot of them, if it's not happened now, it's a myth. If we get Telemans and Renato, boy, I don't think we're getting Telemans still. I'm hearing mad stats about how bad Partey has been compared to Lokonga today. Hopefully he can do the bench thing with Obo on Saturday. To be fair, I'll play Partey. Last chance saloon, man. So part as a shout still. Martinelli needs to start. It's nice to see Martinelli's in training in relation to Smith Rowe. I don't know where that one is. Exactly. Partey's a baller, but man have him doing things above his pay grade. The way these guys crumble to decent size, Europe is too early for them. It'll be embarrassing with results if they get any Europe next season. Soon, Amari, Patino, Aziz, Serjan, Flores, Cottrell, Salaradin will be pushing for first team spots. All centre mids, not defensive. Who do you think will make it or will be moved out? I don't know, man. Everyone's got an opportunity. Everyone's got talent. It's down to them to keep working. It's down to, you know, the boys to get opportunities, and you do need a bit of luck and things to fall into place. They're all decent players, you know. Again, I don't know. They've all got it, man. I really believe in Amari Hutchinson. The same goes for Patino. Salaradin is fairly silky. Flores is making good progress. Cottrell, for me, should be playing on loan. He shouldn't be playing 23s. I know he's had the big injury. Miguel Aziz is it looks a case of when he'll be given chances, not if, and he finally finding his feet somewhat at Portsmouth now. So I'm not really sure how to answer that question. Why is Partey being bodied by so many opposition players? I thought he was supposed to be stronger. Mentality monsters, bro. These, you remember, non-negotiables and all that jazz. Bro, these players don't believe in themselves. These players collectively, it's too easy, man. You know, it's too easy. They lack competitive spirit. And what I mean by that is, I don't think they want to lose games, but anytime you're met with adversity, you lot crumble. You lot only win when other teams want it less than you. The minute Everton, you took the lead, the minute Everton looked like a competent football team, you man crumbled. The minute, you know, fair enough, he was injured, but you crumbled against Brentford. You probably crumbled against West Ham. Any team that's buzzing and on it, you lot can't cope with it. I don't know. Look, people cussed my boy Ozil. They're now cussing Odegaard. You lot will rub out Felix if he joins. He's in the same mode as a creative player. Brother, creative player set up to fail at this team, because this team, Arsenal, don't look like a team that wants to go forward. So ultimately, we look like a team that don't want to score goals. Trust. We can only dream, but he's not coming. PR move. I just think it's lazy journalism, mate. Van der Beek would be decent, but we're not grabbing him. Man can't say Joao Felix is basic. Capping. Arsenal need 3 real strikers. You're dream chasing. Tell you something. Arsenal should not and never buy players from our rivals, the so-called Big Six. I think that's cap. You know, if good players can do something, why not, bro? And you look at some of the players, you look cool legends. I respect some opinions, but some of you got some not even I haven't brought out some of the comments. I'm just reading and scrolling down. Some of you got some barbershop opinions, man. In Portugal, we call him Joao Flop. Fucking hell, you lot are brutal, man. Brutal. Where's Zaha Zapata? They're probably chilling at yard making breakfast. I don't know. You know, one's in Italy, one's in South London. Did people not see Renato's goal costing mistake this week? We don't need any more of that. DG, Arsenal seem to be doing to Vlahovic the same they did to Locatelli. The club's still chasing the man, but the guy don't want us. To be fair, I hear you, but it just it is that. It does seem a bit more that the papers are forcing the Vlahovic one more than the Locatelli one. But yeah, fundamentally, if you're going for players that don't want you, it's a myth, man. It's an absolute myth. It doesn't make any sense, and it tells you where you're at, really and truly. 115 likes, 225 of you locked in. I'm very appreciative, but we must be able to rise that up a bit more, folks. Don't forget to hit the like button on the next live stream on YouTube tomorrow. It's Arsenal Southampton live from 2 p.m. UK time. Obviously, pre-game, during game, after game. We're going to be watching, reacting, commenting, and speculating, and all that good stuff, man. It's nothing to do with trusting you. I think we all know that Joao Felix isn't coming to Arsenal. But beyond the decent conversation, it's calm. What else he looks saying? Xhaka's passing stats indicate that he's supposed to be a deep line midfielder. So why isn't Partey moving forward more? We need more involvement from our midfielders. And I hear that, but at the same time, bro, he can pass the ball forward, but I just feel that's not Partey. So we're not good, you know. You do got to kind of fix players up and change them and improve them. And there are similarities with what Conte kind of demanded of Kante, but I'm not gonna, it's not making sense. I'm not gonna use a hanger or a hammer to be used as a bath plug. It's like we're getting tools and we're using them for the wrong things, really and truly. It's not making sense. And this is what I mean when I say lines are getting blurred. Oh, Saliba done the mad, but people only want to talk about Saliba, and I'm not trying to belittle him. I'm just talking about Ferry. People only want to talk about Saliba when he's bossing Mbappe for a minute's clip. They don't want to talk about the clangers, and I have to apologize. I'm very behind when it comes to loan reports and stuff. Next week we're gonna be more aggressive with that. Big up Reece Nelson, he scored. But again, nobody talks about that because it's not exciting. It's not exciting. It's not. He's made a us saying Saliba made a mistake. Maybe that's why he's gone on loan. Isn't as sexy as my God. William Saliba makes the goal line clearance or makes defend a midfield winning tackle or clamps this or makes a great match winning tackle. And why is he not here? Why is he not at Arsenal? Marie's here. That these things are not going to sell things, people. And then what? When Saliba comes here, man are going to say he's overrated. They did it with Nelson. They gas it up too much. I've spoken about Karim Adeyemi earlier, and if he's going to Dortmund, respectfully, I like him, but he's no longer relevant. We'd see a lot of difference, give Partey back his confidence, we'll see a lot more, but that's a myth. Man said spend real money and get Mbappe. You're living in a dream world, my guy. Mbappe will probably be like Locatelli and Vlahovic in that you could spend as much as you want. If Donny doesn't want to sign, Donny don't want to sign. Unless you find a gal that he used to chat to and hold him to ransom and say, sign for Arsenal or we're getting there to leak things out if you've been a naughty lad doing the needs and that. That's the only reason. That's the only way we could twang Mbappe to come here, blood. Career mode settings, 100%. Waiting for that Arteta presser. I'm quite disappointed because I wanted to hear that. I thought that would have been done already. I thought we would have been here in time, man. But I guess we're going to have to see. So far, I've only seen injury news come out in relation to Arsenal. Oh, and we've got a training clip. Fair enough. Facts. What else have we got? I mean, let's close the Joao Felix thing. Southampton, Szoboszlai, we spoke about it yesterday. I mean, let me make another timestamp. What's the minute? MERTESACKER. Yeah, man. Do you think Pepe will leave in the summer? Yeah, if it's gonna persist like this, I would rather him because I'm tired of this drama. Next season, I don't want to see all of these contracts. Like for a team that's talked about making progress, we sure haven't gone anywhere. Fair enough. Last season it was Balogun, Kiddo, Taylor Hart, and the season before that, to a degree, would Saka sign a new deal, and obviously we got there with Smith Rowe, but. Now we've had obviously these players are not 30, but you've got the Nketiah stuff, the Kolasinac stuff, Lacazette, Aubameyang with a year left. There's still all this drama around players. There's all this speculation. We're still not really improved what we're doing or the practices in relation to contracts, man. It's crazy, man. It's bugged. But anyways, people, let's see what some of these other things are saying. Apparently, Arsenal Academy chief Per Mertesacker backs Balogun to make huge step up to first team, but reveals talented young striker is set to leave on loan in January. Wow. He's only needed to leave for the last 18 months. But anyways, he's picked out Balogun as the player most likely to make the step up to the first team, but reveals he is likely to be sent out on loan. Scrolling all the way down, trying to see what he said. He said, I think the closest at the moment to make that step is Balogun. He's transferred into the first team dressing room. He still plays under 23s football and most likely will go on loan in January because you need extra exposure to get to that level. So he needs to make that transition. Fact. And that tells you where you're at or where the club think you're at. You know, there's speculation about strikers. There's potential things going on with the AFCON. You've made your Premier League debut this season, but you've not done anything. This tells you what the club record you know, a man that could leave, sign for foreign clubs for free in January and agree a move, you know, has been on the bench and started cup games ahead of you, came on at Everton ahead of you. I'm not begrudging this. Eddie is ahead of Balogun. Balogun hasn't been exposed to first team. He needs to. But this is what I mean. When you get past the euphoria of being promoted to the youth team, from the youth team to the academy, it's not the Saka and Smith Rowe thing for you yet, Balogun. Go and let my man be out of his depth. I love the badding but I'm not impressed with him badding up Brighton, badding up Leicester, but scoring a hat-trick against Derby. Take nothing away from them. These are not going to improve, man. We've been here with Eddie. We've been here with J. Emmanuel Thomas. I don't want man that can just bully the academy. He needs to go and be out of his comfort zone. The only game that's of relevance is Brentford because he struggled. And I'm not begrudging him for being struggling. He needs to struggle. How are you going to get better? How are you going to be a good striker if you play shit defenders all the time? Come on now. It's not going to help. But anyways, he said you can't always predict who will make the step up. I think Smith Rowe I think Emil and Bakay got their chance and performed well. We won against Chelsea, then a couple of games. So these are the moments you have to take advantage of. But which player is then able and has to prepare himself for the moment to come, to play well enough for the manager to say, listen, he's ready and he can make the step up. He's part of the first team. We don't need to buy a player for 30, 40 million, which is not sustainable. I don't know, man. And I don't know if Balogun will ever prove that he's of the level to step up into Arsenal's first team consistently. But I hope he gets the chance to show something. Nuno Tavares has been linked with Manchester City. Manchester City preparing to hurt Arsenal again as Pep Guardiola targets Nuno Tavares transfer. I mean, the guy's played about 5 games and you get a move to the best team in the league, really, give or take with Liverpool, must be nice. And if I'm Nuno, I'm talking to Cancelo and saying, where should I live in Manchester? Safe, ARTETA. One love for it. I'm out here. I think it's nonsense, but fair play. They say Manchester City are now targeting him. They're unlikely to make a move next month as they know it will be difficult to broker, apparently. But it's stated Tavares remains a player of interest as Guardiola seeks defensive reinforcements. As you know, Benjamin Mendy's been suspended for being a wrong'un and hopefully gets done out here. You know, Zinchenko's their left back, probably not good enough. Cancelo's their best left back, not a natural one, really and truly. So yeah, Tavares has been fingered with them. Fair enough. And yeah, he could follow Kolo Touré, Clichy, Adebayor, Nasri. Am I missing anyone else out on making that move? Well, Max Aaron's, I don't know why I was reading this. Apparently, we're reportedly monitoring Max Aaron's situation, but I'm tired of reading Max Aaron stuff. I'll be real with you. We've already mentioned Nuno Tavares. That's Southampton. So yeah, we'll get onto that in a second. So that's Balogun and Tavares covered, folks. Let's go 52-15. Bash both. Where else are we going? Can we play Smith Rowe in the 10, please? Love that. I like how balanced you can be, DG. I'm trying to be more like you when it comes to our club. I'll get a lot frustrated. It's just, I don't know. This is just how I am, innit? Like, I just don't get excited. I don't know. You've always got to think about tomorrow, innit? That's why I don't like to live for the moment. I feel a lot of fans get caught up in the moment. That's why at times they've been foaming and frothing at the mouths. That's why at times they proclaimed we're back when I've said it at the start. Not that I know anything, but it's just my opinion. Good, bad, and the ugly. Everything I'm seeing with Arsenal at this stage is what I saw last season and what I've been seeing. Good moments, bad moments, terrible moments. Ultimately, a mixed bag. Ultimately, just not good enough to get over the line and return Arsenal back to the Champions League or be mentioned among serious things. And it's not that I've accepted it, but when I see inconsistencies around the manager, inconsistencies around everyone at this club, especially just downright the practices and the practicalities we're going about doing things to return back to Europe, I can't really get angry because I didn't see a midfielder in the summer. I'm not really surprised that we're struggling. You know, I'm not. And I think too many fans are loyal to agendas. They're not loyal to the club. They want to be able to have pitchforks for the team and say, I told you so. They want to be able to just, ridiculously say, trust the process, believe in the thing, just so they can say, I told you so, and I know more about football than you. I call it as I see it. I said it at the start. There were a lot of senior players and a lot of players I used to ride for. If you're not these young players, you don't get that luxury again. You lot don't deserve it. The gloves were off. Anyone underperforming, I've got no time for it. Because I've got no time for where Arsenal are at this moment in time. And none of you are going to be here longer than me. I'm talking about the players. I love the club more than you lot. And I'll be here until I die. So I don't have, I don't owe you lot nothing. Because you lot are not showing me nothing. I don't back players who don't back themselves. It's wait or see mode. If you lot show me stuff to get behind on that occasion, I'm like, all right, cool, you lot were good today. If you lot show me bad things, then we talk about it. Ultimately, game to game, I don't know what I'm getting. Even in the 10-game unbeaten run, there was a lot of inconsistencies. DG, where do you see Arteta's Arsenal after 38 games in the Premier League standing? I don't know. I can't predict the future, man. I'd just say let's just hope for top 4. I'd say really and truly, you've just got to, if you don't get Europa League football, the minimum, people need to keep it moving. He does, but he needs to improve defensively. Like everyone was like, oh, he's the best left back at the club. The same fan from the same trailer thought that say, oh, Marie's better than Gabriel. Arsenal fans like hot takes. Love a hot take. And then you get reminded each and every time of where the level is. Hit the like button if you haven't already, folks. Just thinking, why not loan Cavani from United? Well, he probably wants to leave United full time, and yeah, I'm not really with it. And I swear he hasn't got long left on his deal. I could be wrong. And if I'm United and we're all fighting for 4th, 5th, or whatever, allegedly, I'm not going to do anything that's going to make you strengthen your team. So I think there's the answer, man. Really, is it time to talk about Arsenal versus Southampton in terms of a preview? I've kind of allegedly already said it, but what more can I say, people? Like, I didn't really want to do a preview because there's nothing to say. You need to win. You need to get back to winning ways. You struggled away from home of recent. You've been all right at home. These are the games you need to win. You've got Newcastle. Man said Newcastle. You've got West Ham in the week. You need to take full points. You need to give yourself that healthy insurance, because if anyone was a betting man, probably even the most optimistic of Arsenal fans is not going to give us a chance against West Ham. I hope that isn't the case. Pardon me. Newcastle. Everton was struggling to win. We let them. Southampton have never beat us in the league at home. Don't let them. But saying that, I'm scared of Southampton home and away. I'll be real. They seem like a bit of a bogey team at home for us. St. Mary's is not a nice place for us to go. Ralph Hasenhuttl is a good manager, and they do have people who can cause problems for us. They got Livramento and Borgia, the Chelsea lads. Willie Caballero's in goal, ex-Chelsea man. He might perform. He might look like a spring chicken 21-year-old. That's a 40-year-old man in goal that's just signed a deal, and he's been training with AFC Wimbledon, a team just like, where Ramsdale knows. Ask questions. You didn't shoot against Everton. Ask questions of this keeper. Ask questions of that defense. Ask questions of that whole team. Southampton, like us, are a mixed bag this season. I don't know where they're at in the league, but they've been struggling of recent. If we look at the league table very quickly, somehow we're 7th, and the only luxury now is Brighton and Spurs' games called off. But if you don't win, it's brazy. Excluding goal difference. Well, in fact, yeah, it could be quite favorable to them. Brighton could overtake us. We could be 9th. Or you can put pressure on people and move up to, you could definitely move above Spurs and get 26 points. I don't know who United have or when they play, but we need to. And obviously Spurs have a game in hand, so you need to take full points. Last week, when we watched everyone take points, we flattered to deceive and we failed. We need to win. We need a clean sheet. We need to be able to, if we're going to struggle against the big boys, we need to be able to take points against the smaller lads in it. So it is what it is. It's 7th against, where are Southampton? 16th. They're in a relegation battle. Let's be real. They're 3 points. Sorry, not 3 points. They're 6 points above 18th where Burnley is. Things can change. They need to get 3 points on the board, as do we. Simple as that. Both teams are going to be dying to win. If we look at Southampton's last 5 games, people, if I just type it in, Southampton FC, and they got Nathan Teller, who might cause problems, but their last 2 games have seen 2 draws. They failed to see it through to the end. Brighton, courtesy of Neil Maupay, as you lot know, nicked it, and they drew 1-1. They drew 2-2 against Leicester the week before after scoring early. They do concede late goals. If you look at it, Leicester scored in the 49th minute, which was ultimately proved to be the equaliser from Maddison. If we look at Brighton bagged in added on time of 90. Liverpool's a different one entirely, so we won't even look at that. They lost to Norwich. You know, again, the winner from Hanley came in the 79th minute. When they beat Watford, they scored in the 20th minute. So they have poor game management. But if you know, like us, but if you look at their last recent games, what's that? One win in the last 5 games. They beat Aston Villa 1-0. They lost 2-1 to Norwich, battered 4-0 against Liverpool, drew against Leicester and Southampton, drew against Leicester and Brighton. Apologies. Let me see when they last put 2 wins on the bounce. To be fair, I'm trying to see their next win before that. All right, let's go further than Aston Villa's game. You'd have to go back to October for the last time they won, and they beat Leeds. Credit where due. They did grind out a good 0-0 against City going back to September, but they're conceding goals. And the manager isn't happy. I want us to shoot, but it's a bit like us. I wanted us to shoot against Everton because they're failing to keep clean sheets, and United, and we scored in the 2 games, but we don't create chances. We don't shoot, so I don't really know. Both teams keep dropping points from winning positions. Both teams struggle to play well for 90. Both teams probably lack a bit of quality and lack a lot and are extremely naive. So there is a lot of positives, and at some point that record has to end. What's this? Apparently, Arsenal play Southampton this weekend, but what happened back in January when they faced each other? We continued our excellent form, but had to come from behind to win on the South Coast. Thankfully, it's not there. Fair enough. What's this? I mean, I think I was reading this already, people. Apparently, Southampton have shown this season, and for the majority of Ralph Hasenhutl's reign, that a league position of 16th significantly underrates their true level in the Premier League. Hasenhutl's side have scored 6 fewer goals than expected goals figures of 20 this season. That is the worst underperformance of any team in the league. Somehow managing to do worse than us in terms of scoring. So both teams struggle to score goals. It's that poor ability of converting chances that puts me off going too heavy on their chances of winning, as is the fact that they have won just 2 of their last 20 away league matches. And when you look at history, Arsenal are unbeaten in all 22 Premier League home meetings with the Saints. Now, what I would say, if you're not in a positive way breaking history, you're negatively breaking stats. And Arteta is breaking his own stats. Some of you lot have been part of Arsenal's worst league position, and every week there's a new statistic when we lose. Don't try and be part of that, really and truly. What's your thoughts on Ward-Prowse? I would love him. You know, he does the basics very well. He's good at set pieces. I like Ward-Prowse a lot. He's competent. You know, if he had a bit more pizzazz to his name and stuff, I think Southgate would rate him a bit more when it comes to England. So yeah, again, don't be the first Arsenal team to let these lot record an away win. They're struggling this season. They're struggling in terms of game management, scoring, picking up 3 points, consistency, winning, much less winning away from home. These are things that you need to have in the back of your mind, that they, you know, the healthy fear that they could put this right, and there might be the sense of urgency from them, but go and make sure that isn't the case. Southampton's tenacity for a fast start. They would be 4th in the league if halves only counted. Might just be blunt here. Since Ben White, Gabriel and Ramsdale axis was formed, Arsenal haven't conceded a goal before the 38th minute in 12 of those fixtures. Statistics are only the statistics, so it is what it is, people. As you can see, this is a good article. Obvious player prices, a result which has landed in 9 of Southampton's last 12 away games. Don't know what that means, but shout out to them nonetheless. With that, what's this? We've already done that. You know, I just wanted to, Hasenhüttl, I think this was pretty funny. He's still sticking it on Alex McCarthy. Says it was not perfect to, he's saying sorry. He said it was not perfect to question his professionalism. So he's vexed, but he's playing the game really. Apparently he said, I was not perfect to do this after the game. I didn't have all the information. I should have after the game, and that's always the issue. I didn't spoke with everyone. I know more now about what happened on the pitch, and I would do it differently. But now isn't the time to speak about it. We took a few good things from the last game. I'm trying to see what is he saying? On Caballero, he said, we've worked with him on some information, videos, so he knows how he has to play with the ball and against the ball. It's important for us. He's a smart guy. He's fit, and he's coming in with a willingness to help us. This is what we need now. So that's something we're going to have to bear in mind. I want to see what they've actually had to say. I mean, what's going on here? Press conference. Please let us just watch it. Just listen. Okay, that's a cop block. I really wanted to see what Hasenhüttl had to say, but We can't. So there's no Hasenhuttl press conference, and then God knows what Mikel Arteta is saying about the team. Let me see I don't know who's a doubt for them and all these sort of things, people, apart from obviously the keeper situation that they've got. And again, when you look at Southampton, they've got players that can present problems, really. You know, they do have a good team spirit. I do like what Hasenhuttl does. So if we think we're just going to rock up at the Emirates and win, we're sadly mistaken. In terms of team news, people, Martinelli, Smith Rowe and Leno, I'll start with the good news. Apparently, Martinelli is fit, and hopefully he starts. Martinelli's fit for the game. Smith Rowe continues to be assessed, people. Leno still has a groin issue and is being assessed ahead of Saturday. Sead Kolasinac is aiming to be back in training in January. All other players are fully fit and available. So I think obviously with no press conference, I think that just leaves our lineup, people. Now, if we was to look at Southampton, they're probably going to go with a 4-4-2 or something along them lines. They do differ and change and whatnot, but we know what we're getting from maybe Armstrong, Borja, Che Adams. They're going to miss a whole host of chances, but they're going to eventually convert one. The only good thing I would say is that Danny Ings ain't here, goal. You knew he was adding to the score sheet. And Ward-Prowse has excellent delivery, as we've seen. Southampton have spurred our day on occasion. I expect them to go with a 4-4-2. Maybe be a bit narrow. Well, I say 4-4-2. Where did you come out from, bro? That's an extra player. Where did you come from, bro? Ski. Get out of there. So I expect them to do something like that. But for us, they should have been red. They should have been yellow. We should have been red. So we're red now. I think a couple of things pick themselves, people. Obviously it goes without saying, you've got Ramsdale there. Sorry, folks. You've got Ramsdale, Gab. Obviously, Ben White picks himself. Tini played an hour. Listen, I think Tavares has shown, at home he's on stuff, but for me, no ramping. Let's go back to playing the best left back at the club. The best right back at the club as well, and they take nothing away from him. It's just the bar is low. Obviously, people on that, make sure you're all here for my watch along Arsenal Southampton tomorrow. Appreciative to everyone who's hit the like button, set the reminders, and all of that good stuff so far. I'm going to be live on Twitch at 4 p.m. So that's the back five. That's the easiest thing to do. Well, for me, sorry, Lokonga and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I felt quite sorry for Xhaka playing 96 minutes, but I think, you know what, Xhaka, you come back in. Partey, last chance. Just like with Aubameyang against United. That's my I'm no manager. I don't make the decisions, but Aubameyang, I wouldn't have started you against United. But if you played, I was screaming last chance saloon. Partey, you've got to put in a performance. It's only Southampton, but you have to, or Lokonga or someone else needs to come in. Obviously, for me, if Smith Rowe's fit, Smith Rowe plays in the 10. Smith Rowe FC there. I don't mind Odegaard because I think unpopular. Odegaard's starting to find his feet a bit, not doing too much, but I would say / Odegaard as is the only case. So that's 3 of the team. Again, it's pretty easy to pick the striking options for me. Again, if Aubameyang's not scoring, ironically, I think he starts and scores against Southampton. But I just feel if they're not scoring, then you have to judge what they bring to the table. Lacazette brings a lot more to the team than Aubameyang does if he's not scoring. Saka, if fit, usual suspects, he picks himself. Martinelli plays. And then obviously, Martinelli goes to the left, Saka comes in. I'm going with the young lads up front. And then obviously there is a reality. I do think if Odegaard's fit, I think Smith Rowe gets moved over. I think Martinelli gets dropped. Now, Martinelli didn't do amazing against Everton, but let's give the man a run of games now, innit? Like, let's see what he's on. If you don't do the business now, then obviously you start to look at Pepe and stuff. But this is the only players in the team I can somewhat, and I'm doing players a bit of a solid and being unfair to a couple, but these are the players close to reliable that I would say, really. Xhaka has to play, in my opinion. I would be open to Lokonga, but probably got to play Xhaka. Out of Odegaard and Smith Rowe, Odegaard scored back-to-back, ironically, away from home, but Smith Rowe's the top done. Smith Rowe's fit, Smith Rowe plays. Partey, I'm backing you. Need a performance. Bakayo, you know what to do. Martinelli, you know what to do. Tini, Gabriel, Ben White, Tomiyasu, Ramsdale. I only believe in the back 5 and Saka, really, with Smith Rowe. Shout out my young tug Martinelli. I don't really believe in the senior players. I'll be real with you. I ain't got much faith in Xhaka and Partey. I ain't got much faith in Lacazette or Aubameyang. And some, you know, El Nene, Kolasinac. I'm not just saying these players. I ain't got faith in you lot because you lot, at best, you lot are hot and cold. Out over a 38-game period, you're hot and cold, Lacazette. Xhaka, you're hot and cold. Partey, you're hot and cold. You know, Tini, you're moving into that. Aubameyang, you're just cold at this moment in time. You know, I can't rely on you, man. It's a movie. Not gonna lie, I might consider Nketiah on the left and Martinelli up front. Why not Nketiah up front and Martinelli on the left? There's always time for interchanging movement, but I can't say I'm behind that, man. I want 4-0. I can't lie. We need a statement win. I just want to win. Would you say that that makes a statement though? Because if Arsenal win 4-0, I wouldn't say it's gonna make people go. You know, the times to make the statements to go and batter already bruised Everton side. Go out there and not do stupid stuff against United. Put in an okay performance against Liverpool. They're the ones that, for me, you know, show up away from home against Brighton. These are the games that, when it comes to standing up to be counted, it's a myth. Really and truly. You know, I think Martinelli, I hear the Martinelli up front thing, but Lacazette's clearly more physical than them. I do think we're going to need a physical sort of person against Southampton. And as you saw against West Brom last season, Martinelli needs to learn the tricks and the trades of playing with his back to goal. You know, we might as well use Lacazette while we can. That's what I'm going for. I understand moving Smith Rowe out there, but I'm going with Martinelli and Saka on either flank. Smith Rowe would, if both are fit, Smith Rowe plays for me. And then, yeah, it is, man. I wouldn't say Saka's better on the left, but fair enough. We need goals bad, 2 strikers needed. We need hella things, man. Do you think that position brings out the best in our players? Well, 4 at the back, 4-2-3-1. We've seen everything, and it's worked for a time, and then it's not worked. So I don't think there's any formation, or I haven't seen anything that consistently, in terms of longevity, gets the best out of these players, if that's what you're asking. DG, what are you talking about? This is Arteta's bread and butter, getting stats Arsenal never wanted. Ward-Prowse tries to do everything, but he's not necessarily class at one thing only. He's steady Eddie, man. I like him. I wouldn't say he tries to do everything. I think he does a couple of things good, and that's about it. Like his positioning, his tackling, you know, he's clearly good technically, and that's it. I think, you know, you're going to set pieces and that he's 11 out of 10. He's probably I wouldn't say the best, but in terms of a set piece taker, he has a debate to be the best free kick taker in the Premier League. Again, listen to what I've said for those of you that I think what he's saying. But I hear you. He's steady Eddie at many things, but there's an element of reliability. I would take Ward-Prowse at Arsenal because we've got players that can do amazing more things than him. But 1 minute you're a 3, then you're a 10, then you're a 7. There's no consistency. Hope you're good, my guy P. Big up all the Bulgarians locked in. What is Pepe's best position, left or right wing? But he obviously can play as a false 9 anywhere with the front 3. Right now, Arteta is saying it's a bench thing. I hear you on these 4-0 shouts. At this moment, can you just win the game? I don't know how you're going to do it, but just win the game. I hear you if you're saying might as well given the experience, but then man say that I want 3 points. I hear it. Like, we need 3 points. Like, so I'm going with what people know how to do. I want to see Saka and Martinelli swapping flanks. Lacazette's going to drop deep, and, you know, where's the screen gone? You are going to see, it's not up front, but naturally you're going to see this in the game. Well, you're not going to see nothing if I can't bring the things. Who said Southampton B? Let's make Southampton the black guys. Sounded so bad. Let's say blue, in fact, man. Let's have Bloods and Crips. Now, obviously, if I just put this back line quickly, in reality, you know, Xhaka being there means we're going to offer a lot more. But typically, our typical shape, what do you see? Tierney on his bike. Xhaka's going to pull over. Naturally, our team's going to get a yard or 2 higher up the field. Tomiyasu isn't going to necessarily overlap, and there's elements he's going to get narrow, but there's going to be times he'll probably be there. Saka is going to drop. You know, Partey is going to be kind of around there. Let's step up the line a bit. You know, so you're going to have, it's kind of horrible showing it with this. It's kind of horrible with this slash thing. But naturally, you know, there's going to be no one collecting the ball in midfield. So naturally, you know, sorry, we need to, as I said, 4-4-2. Having a midfield will make it probably look a bit better. Probably going to see a low block, defensively minded first. You know, they're going to try and shut up shop against us. As you know, if you frustrate Arsenal, we can't break people down. Naturally, Saka's going to drop. If this is the thing, Smith Rowe is going to drop. So you're going to see Laka drop into that role. And then Martinelli, Laka against Everton, probably hang on the last shoulder, and Tierney supplying there, which, again, it's not necessarily bad, but you can see why there's gaps and imbalance. Hard to beat within our team. I want high pressing goals as well, man. Might be a bit too hard. So, and some content creators were saying start Balogun tomorrow. To be fair, you at this point, why not? You might as well just start Eddie up there. Who knows? Arteta might do that. But who said that? I can't say I'm going to see that. Lokonga to partner Xhaka, I could see that. And to be honest, Lokonga and Ainsley can count themselves hard done by to not be given stuff. United, Norwich, Southampton keep dropping points from winning positions, and until you play us and you see it through to the end. The previews to get the win, nothing more, nothing less. Well said, Mace. Caballero is so bad as a keeper. Partey might actually put one top bins. He's got to hit the target, and to be fair, he's going to turn into a prime Casillas tomorrow. Really and truly. Crazy stuff, man. And it all depends. Who are Southampton going to play in defence? I just think Martinelli would have a lot more joy, not with his back to goal in this game, but with being on the half turn. Because I think it's mad. I think it's mad that we rely on Xhaka. Should be a squad player, nothing more. But boy, Dermot isn't happy. Happy Christmas, Southampton from Arsenal 1-0. I think Pepe should get around for Saka. Saka's been off the pace this season. I hear that, but I'm not dropping Saka at the expense of Pepe. If I need 3 points, Saka makes me have more of a confidence in that. Pepe needs opportunities, but I can't rely on these guys. I'd rather, in the grand scheme of things, I'd rather play my Halem boys, because every game is going to bring you closer to being the finished product. I hear it, but Pepe, Lacazette, Aubameyang, to a degree, Thomas Partey, everyone that's got these dramas around them, I'm not on it. I'm past caring. You don't know. I'll sit here, I'll speak about, I'll sympathize them, but I just want to look at my football team. I'm tired of the love dramas and the stories, and I know it's going to be wavy in the all or nothing doc, but I'm not on it. I wish I could just blame the manager or the players, but right now I have no idea whose fault it really is. It's everyone's. We win, lose, and draw together. I know when we lose, everyone wants to focus on the players, and when we win, it's all just Arteta, but it's everybody. Do you think Eddie getting a chance is him trying to get guarantees? Probably, but we're too late in the day now, man. Might as well just accept that. He's gone. Get some peas in January and keep it moving. Appreciate you, my guy, for the super chat. Shout all the members. Whatever you said. DG, where do you rate Mikel Arteta? I think you said in this list. Pep, Klopp, Tuchel, Conte. Well, first things first. He's rubby. Well, at best, you could probably be fifth without seeing the other names. You're not getting ahead of them first four names. Ranieri, Benitez, Bruno Lage, Ralph Rangnick, Bielsa, Moyes, Rodgers, Gerrard, Potter, Dyche, Howe, Smith, Frank, Arteta, Vieira, Ralph, Hasenhüttl. Bare names. I don't think he's better than Bielsa, Moyes, Rodgers. The first four names in Pep, Klopp, Tuchel, Conte. Ranieri's won a league title. Benitez has, won a league title in other ways and done things. Right now, I think Arteta is probably a better gaffer. But saying that, Benitez, second half, you had no plans for him. I don't think so. Again, I don't think he can talk to him. So probably not. Don't think he talks to Rodgers. I don't think it's not just about winning, but I don't think you have stronger principles and all the things that I want to see. So I don't think you're ahead of Ralph Rangnick, Bielsa, Moyes, to be fair, Rodgers, the first four names on that list. Ranieri, he's won the league. I don't know too much about Bruno Lage, so I guess I'll throw him over him. I don't think you've shown that you've won an FA Cup, but I don't think you've shown you're better than Potter, that you're clear of him. Gerrard's only managed 60-odd games. I think he's better than you at this moment in time, and there's more clarity in his philosophy, his tactics, etc., etc. Sean Dyche can say at least he's kept the team up front. I don't really like Burnley, so I'm going to say Arteta is more wavier than him. I'd have Arteta over Eddie Howe, but Eddie Howe's probably, Eddie Howe's shown that he can see a project through. Thomas Frank's decent, I'd probably have Arteta over him, but I'm just trying to give Arteta a luxury. Yeah, Vieira, I see free tax, I'll have him over him. Dean Smith, I'd have Arteta over Dean Smith, but at the same time, Dean Smith has done bits. So, boy, he's not in the, his relegation zone with them this day. It's too late to be putting Eddie in the shop window. I hear the shop window thing, but man need 3 points. Like, you could be putting him in the shop window. Premier League, you can sell him. Premier League clubs, we say, Eddie, I beg you just do what you're doing for 6 more months and we'll get you on a free. Or people abroad can say, we'll take him. So There's no, you know, it's too late for that shop window shit. You know, you probably just need to make a cut price thing and keep rid, man. I don't think he's. I think Gerrard's better than him. From what I've seen at Thingy, Gerrard's better than him. From what I saw at Rangers and that, and Gerrard to now, I think I see a better philosophy. Gerrard's been a manager for 60 odd games, better philosophy, better man management, better clarity over tactics. You know, fair enough, he went Scottish League, but he prevented Celtic from winning the thing. I haven't seen Arteta. I don't know what I'm going to get from 10 games from Arteta. And how many games has Arteta managed? I would say double Gerrard. I might be chatting nonsense, but I'd say Arteta, surely he must have 100 games. I want to see Pepe as well, man. Lokonga, Ainsley, Maitland, now centre mids. Why not? But I think you got to get Xhaka in there. If we're at home and they're going to sit back, Lokonga and Ainsley, he's not even Xhaka, but at least Xhaka's going to try to hit them. Lokonga and Ainsley are not going to be able to progress the ball. I love Kulusevski. I would take him at the club, man. No, you can't, bro. There's no way. Gerrard is not levels with Arteta. Arteta, if you continued how you was moving when you first came in, but you got. It's not always about trophies. I look at Arteta. Is he necessary? Would you have him down as someone that's strong in terms of footballing principles and whatnot? I'm sure he's got principles that he's strong, but are they glaringly obvious? Like a Bielsa and all these things? No. Fair enough. Football, you know, that's a complex way of looking at football. You know, if you're just looking at the philosophies and stuff. Football's also just about winning. Fair enough, he's won an FA Cup. Can you mention his name with winning? Because he disrespected the FA Cup he won in the following year. Fair enough, we're still in the cup, but I wouldn't say he's a winner necessarily. So you ain't got a system, you ain't got, you know, so it's just that once you look past the PR, in terms of PR, you're probably up there with Pep, Tuchel, and all them Klopp and them and there. But again, like, I can't say you're better than Gerrard. There's still question marks on Gerrard, you know. I just, from what I have seen as an ignorant fan, Gerrard's better than you. 60 games or so as a gaffer. I've seen more from Gerrard. I haven't seen nothing from Arteta. I've seen you, you know, I've seen you bad up them some of them managers there on occasion, but equally I've seen you do madness. Xavi looking like Arteta at Barca. I don't know, man. Xavi's been there 2 seconds. I don't know. I mean, Saka has played Cam before. I don't think Eddie. I think Eddie can play as a Premier League striker, but he needs to go somewhere to develop. How many strikers are ready at, you know, Vardy? You know, where was Vardy, Kane, Aubameyang at 22? I'm not saying he's going to be there, or 23. I'm just saying you never know. But for me, yeah, man, you know, he's taking us as far as he can. Just make a profit on the guy or develop him in the right way, because he might not be good enough for us. But, you know, you look at your Chelsea fan. Borgia's better than him, but look at Borgia. Borgia might not cut the thing, but because he's, you know, he's become an Albanian international, he's developed at Vitesse, he's doing all right at Southampton. You might make a 20-30 on him. That's some players can come through the academy and be a success. Some man can do the Smith Rowe and Saka thing and take us to a level. Certain man are gonna do the Joe Willock and probably Ainsley thing where you can be in it for a couple of years, but you can't really. That's the end. Certain man are never gonna have that. Cool, sold. Make some peace for the team. That's it. But when you don't know what you're doing, we're just growing mangoes and we don't know whether we want to eat them, whether we want to sell them, whether we want to give them to the homeless, whether we want to do whatever. Gerrard went unbeaten. Respect his thing. Fair enough, it's Scottish League, but respect Gerrard's thing. Gerrard is clear of Arteta. If you say otherwise, come round the ends and we'll teach you ball 101. Boy, Arteta's issue is that he's overcomplicating the game. It's that simple, and his overcomplication is always biting him in the arse. Can't wait for Arsenal or nothing. I'd love to hear what Arteta. I mean, we're going to be doing reviews of that, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, man. For me again, Arteta, you don't strike. I'm sure you've got principles that you're loyal to, that you're strong to, but you don't strike me as a manager that does that. You know with Bielsa, you know with Pep, you know it's kind of the things they get criticized for is the same things they get praised for. That's what I mean. It's like they're living and dying by the sword. Pause, because bad man don't do them thing there. But yeah, you just know what they're getting. Arteta, I don't know. You're the furthest thing I've ever met from an attacking manager, but you do show occasions of what that is, to the point where I'm actually starting to think, was Emery more attacking than you generally, Carl? We never had some of these problems. I'd think if I had to define Arteta, he's a defensive counter-attacking coach, because that's when his best performances has come. Very rarely has Arsenal won being on the front foot, really, in the big games. Yeah, there's Chelsea. What Chelsea last year at the start of the year or the end of last year, and what Spurs this year. There might be a couple of occasions, but there's not too many times I've seen Arsenal be on the front foot. I used to see, ironically, I thought that's how he's gonna do because do you remember when we had Chelsea and United back to back in Arteta's first sort of thing? We messed it up against Chelsea in the last 15. I think Mount and Tammy scored. I can't remember, but we pressed very well and we were attacking and we fell out. We ran out of gas. The same happened against United, but we beat United. Apart from that, I haven't seen much, man. And this ain't me trying to attack Arteta or anything. Like I just asked a simple question. I can't see it. Like I can only talk on what I can see, and yeah, man, I don't see it, broski. You know, a lot of our fans, you know, obviously, my man, you know, when you've done all the things he's done, you or been around the people, you thought he's gonna play football, but he's not, man. It's cowardly. Right back does need to, but that's on one hand. When it comes to Tomiyasu, you know, if this is where Arteta has to show he can take. It's not just the bad players that need to improve. You need to show that you can make good players better. The Saka, Smith Rose, Tomiyasu clearly change his game. You know, make him able to go forward. But at the same time, you bought that man. You know, in the at least for the next 6 months or so, he's not going to look like a Japanese Dani Alves. You know what he brings to the table. So you either adapt your system and overcompensate, or you demand a bit more. Like even he's doing neither. As good as I think Tomiyasu's doing, I think we're still in the same problem in that it's harming the right wingers because you ain't got that consistent overlap. So if you're not going to get that overlap, like you've seen a couple of times when Aspilicueta plays for Chelsea, rarely. Kante, I remember against Brentford, Kante's pulling out to the right-hand side to provide an option and overcompensate. I'm not saying that's the right thing, but that's a way of getting around it. And again, I haven't seen these things. DG, what do you think the game plan should be against Southampton? I just spoke about this. How should we go out and play tactics-wise? Southampton are getting good at the press. I mean, they're good at the pressing. And I mean, if we're meant to be a ball-playing side, beat the press. You know, it's as simple as that. Score goals, arc chances. You're at home. Score goals, arc chances. There's no tactics. Go out there, be brave. You know me, I've got a lot of time for tactics and things like that. And I know Southampton, they press well. You know, they struggle to manage games, but they start well. Be switched on. Win your battles. Win your individual battles. You know, first 10 minutes are vital. Don't let an early goal come in. Try and score an early goal of yourself. I don't think it's a game for tactics. Go out there and get the job done. Martial wants out of United in January. I'm sure they owe us from the Van Persie situation. Take him for Lacazette. I mean, you know, Martial's got a lot of the same problems I think we're looking at with these young strikers, with his back to go and looking like a thingy, looking like a forward. But I'm taking Martial. I think he's wavy. We could do hardly a lot worse. At the same time, Gerrard hasn't faced the same quality of manager. He hasn't, but at the same time, you know, that's why I said I could only go off him. If you listen to what I said, shush, 60 games, you know, I can only go off what I'm presented, you know, and I gave Arteta his credit. He has chucked it to good managers. You know, Gerrard, the staple size is bad, but it isn't the biggest. But if you notice, I never once mentioned anything at Aston Villa because, again, the jury's still out. I can only comment on what I've seen. You know, do I need Carlo Ancelotti to manage in the Premier League before if he came to the Premier League? Can I say he's better than Arteta? I think right now Gerrard is clear of him. Gerrard he can say you've won the FA Cup and whatnot, but from what I want to see as a manager, when I want to see clarity, tactics, better clarity over what you're doing, certain consistencies, I see them in Gerrard. I don't see them in Arteta. So I can only comment on what I feel and whatnot. And I think Gerrard is better than him at this moment in time from what I want to see as a manager. If we're just going to look at it naively on just, okay, cool, he hasn't done that, wait and see, it is what it is. They're the same bullshits that Arteta was given. United, big up G1. United fans talking about history. Didn't you accuse Arsenal and Liverpool fans of that? Oh, I love you, but you can't be serious, my guy. Besides the pace, what does Tomiyasu have over Chambers? Honest question. Come on, bro. Heading, better game round, better intelligence of the game, you know, better intelligence, better marking, better positioning. What else has he got over his game? You know, overall, when I say intelligence, I'm talking about IQ. So yeah, better competence in the right back row. better 1v1, better closer of space, better pressure. I know G1, it's just Arsenal United, man. I had to just fight you for that one, innit? So yeah, man. Chambers can't. He actually looks like a right back, quicker than him as well. You know, I'm not being funny, bro. Tomiyasu against Sancho was a battle. How many times have we seen Chambers get embarrassed there, bro? The one thing, bro, come on, man. I rate you and keep asking opinions, but come on, man. You have to respect Tomiyasu's thing. The only problem with Tomiyasu, we need you to go forward a bit better. And he's showing a willingness of it. Under Arteta's management, how many minutes do we spend in the game keeping the ball in the opposition's half, even so it gets to so small teams? I don't know, but I don't have a clue. How many times do our players touch the ball in the opposition's box, like against Everton? If you lot win the Champions League, I'm blocking you, G1. But if you don't, Arsenal Southampton prediction. You always tell me, "Hey, DG, you're negative, man. You never give us a chance." The same people that when I said we might lose against Everton, "Oh, DG, you was right." Not that I was right. I don't want to be right. You're just a fucking dickhead. I'm gonna just say, you know what? Greasy 2-1, man. Che Adams scored the opener. We bag a goal before half time. You know, fans roaring on Arsenal. Who knows? Xhaka might set up a Bamian. Partey might finally bang it from 30 yards and it stays low. Me just say 2-1 in it. Humble thing. According to Sports, the Arsenal have increased their offer for 80 million euros for Dusan Vlahovic. They want to convince the striker. Fuck him. If you don't want to accept the thing, man, piss off, blood. Do you think we should give Balogun another chance at Southampton? Why not? You could do a lot worse, but I think it's naive to probably expect him to get a chance. You know, if he is going to be given a chance, he's training with the first team today. Because, forgive me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure our under-23s are playing tomorrow as well. So, you know, he's probably in the squad for them. You know, I hear you. I think so, but probably going to see Eddie and Nketiah, Lacazette and Aubameyang. So, he's a myth, bro. It's a myth. Chambers is better going forward, but Tomiyasu is clear on defense. Yeah, I mean, he's all right. Marginally better going forward. You know, Chambers is media as well. I know he's a better crosser than Tomiyasu. I'll give him that. I hope we're up for it, Owen. I hope we're up for it, my guy. Calvert-Lewin, I don't know what that means, but if you're asking me, would I take him? Why not? But we will sign Tomiyasu. I mean, we will sign Calvert-Lewin and then stop heading. Stop knocking the ball to his head. But we need to do a bit, man. Arteta needs to take the shackles off and let players go out and play their game. I hear that. But the players mentally are frazzled, man. And half of them are not new players, but players that Arteta wanted to run the rule over. So there's an issue. So I don't know what going for that thing. Like I said, people, please make sure you've hit the like button on this video and you're all here tomorrow for the watch along. Obviously, if you love what you're getting, don't forget, people, I'm going to be on Twitch at 4 p.m. We're playing Football Manager where, you know, we can actually try win the league with Arsenal. Saying that, I'm 4 points off top, 2 games. City have 2 games in hand. It's probably a myth, but we push all the way. Let me fuck him. DG, do you think Arteta is overcoaching Partey? I think he's overcoaching everyone, but same way, forgive me, a lot of these players need to man up. They're playing shit because they're playing shit. In life, you can't always blame people. You're playing shit, you're doing shit stuff, you're moving shit because you lot are doing that. You know, you've got to blame yourself first and everything else after. For Arteta, he's got to blame himself for everyone underperforming because you are the CEO of the playing staff. That is a reflection of you. You might damn well be bare rondos, bare attacking drills. You might actually be the next Pep doing all that stuff in training. And for one reason or another, it's not correlating. But that's all that matters. It's not correlating. Because me as an ignorant fan who's not at London Coley, you know, I want to see that or see an improvement. I'm sure if we all got behind the scenes access and we heard and saw, we not just Arsenal fans in general, would be a bit more sympathetic. You know, I'm not sure United would have been with Ollie, but they'll cut man a bit as a slack. Okay, all right, he's actually trying this, he's doing that, but we don't have that luxury. And I can only comment as an ignorant fan. It's you lot's job and my job to go to work, to be normal citizens in society, do what we're doing. You know, talk about the game pre-game. Then obviously when the match day comes, whether we're going to the game, whether we're watching it by ourselves or with people on TV or whatever, see something. Look at what man are saying in the press conference before the game and correlation. Because did we not the other day? I don't keep tabs of the other press conferences to catch man out. I just like words matching up. So when I'm not seeing words match up against Newcastle, and I showed you the same things that he said after the Newcastle game was shown in the last game we played, a lot of things, sometimes, as much as Arteta shows incompetencies, there's a lot of the time, I think he's told man stuff and they're not listening. But fundamentally, I have to blame you because you brought in the players. But Washington, I understand, man. You've been saying this Rudiger thing for time and I keep answering it, bro. Respectfully, we're not fucking getting Rudiger. And I cannot make us get Rudiger. We'd all understand it. We'd all love it. But he's linked with Real Madrid, bro. He's linked with Bayern Munich, fam. He's at Chelsea. You know, there's no need. It's not fucking happening, bro. So please stop spamming it a million times. I get it. I hear it. I've said it numerous times. You know, I would love Rudiger. He's a bastard. He's my sort of player. He's a dark art specialist. But he's not fucking signing. Please, allow it. It's Friday. Allow it, man. Buy some ice cream or something. Chill out, bro. Bro. See, mate, I'll tell you what you do, yeah? Write to Arsenal. Go to Arsenal and get them. Because I can't make it happen. Go and convince him. Go and stand outside Cobham and chat to Rudiger, broski. Like, I can't help you. I've said I agree with you. But past that, doggy, I don't know. Please allow me. Allow me, fam. But if Tomiyasu gets injured, it's peak. And like with Tomiyasu, he's going to go through the Tierney thing when, I'm not saying it's anything to do with Tomiyasu's character, but there's no competition for you, you know? We don't talk about it because Tomiyasu's, well, we do, but Tomiyasu's actually good. When it's Bella in there, then we're like, oh, man, I can't believe this guy. He's got no competition, whatever. Bro, the competition is meaty. And even that, Cedric, Maitland-Niles in that role, who would be my choice to get it, but Cedric, Maitland-Niles, Chambers there. Let's be real. None of it is 30. Like, none of them give you confidence. God forbid, if he busts his leg, Tomiyasu, God forbid, that there's going to be something there. Not even the furious thing, bro. Like, allow me, fam. What do man want me to do, bro? Like, I'm sitting there on YouTube with you lot. Man, Rudiger, if you're listening, broski, sign for the thing. Actually, didn't they? You know, Rudiger, you need to get them, man, when they're at Roma. The best chance Arsenal had to buy Rudiger is when he looked rubby under Lampard. Like, that's it. That's it. Let's quickly see if there's anything floating online, people, before I go and do certain things in my personal life. Gotta go and run some errands, post office, gym, hella things. Arsenal last hour. No, nothing there, really. I mean, Mikel, that press conference there yet? It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. To be honest, Tavares isn't better than Tierney defending or attacking. He just happens to be more versatile because he's more two-footed. But I'm not seeing the evidence of him just being better offensively. I hear that. I can't lie. I think he's more wavier than Tierney. I think there's paprika there. There's all-purpose seasoning. There's some jerk sauce there. There's a bit of, icy free tax there. It's a bit wavier, but I prefer Tierney. Tierney's isn't as, he can't really go inside. It's a bit more one-dimensional. Tierney's more by the book left back, but Tierney's my guy. Tierney plays. Tierney, there's a better IQ, but I like to have it. I don't like how fans do this either road thing. It's maybe because as Arsenal fans, we're barely used to seeing good players, let alone two decent players within fighting for a position. Why do we always have to do this? Because I think Tavares is good. It now means Tierney's shit, or Tierney's always been my guy. Fuck Tavares. Why has it always got to become that, man? Tavares has got, Nuno's got more flair, but it's about effectiveness. There's bare man in the Prem that have better dribbling, a more aesthetically pleasing dribbling style than a Mane or Salah. But some more time, these men run into blind alleys. When these men are dribbling, they man know what they're doing. I'm getting a head up, we're doing a 1-2, or I'm banging it top bins. It's about effectiveness. Saka, let's be real. There's better footballers in our other youth footballers who are better dribblers on the eye than Saka. Saka's more effective than them, man. Like, it's not about being good on the eye. Like, ironically, that's what Arsenal do, flatter to deceive. It's about effectiveness. I don't think you want Nuno. And I think if you probably did scout him already. You signed how much man from Portugal. If you wanted Nuno, you would have grabbed him last year. But it makes a good paper talk, my guy. The league is bigger than Arteta. I mean, both of them. I think Tavares' first touch is shaky blood. Like United, Everton, Liverpool. again, that I like his unpredictability, but then some fans will say they like his unpredictability and then cry when it goes both ways, where a man's taking a throw and somehow we've conceded, or he's doing the madness against United. Big up Tavares, though, man. No one believes the hype, man. It's just good. It's just something to talk about, bro. I think Tini is better than Nuno because Nuno lies more on the attacking position, which to me is ironic. Hear that? I mean, flair doesn't mean much, bro. Pepe's a better dribbler than Saka. Pepe's got more flair. Pepe's more exciting, but where's the effectiveness? You know, Saka's more effective. He's getting his head up. He's dropping a shoulder, bro. I love waviness, but it's about being effective in it. And I'm not on that flash in the pan bullshit in it. Like, obviously Tavares. I'm happy with both of them in it. I prefer Tavares going forward. I think Tini, it's a bit of a one-trick pony, and I don't know what it is, but it's like people don't want Tini to get assists. And Tavares, to be fair, people don't want him to get assists, but I think Tini's better. But it's a good thing to have. Being good on the eye don't mean the shit, bro. And I'm not saying I want men that are just effective and horrible to watch, but you can't have guys that are horrible to watch. You can't have too many guys that are horrible and effective. You can't have people that are good on the eye and don't do much, because that's half of the thing, really. To be fair to you, Tavares could do a bit. Bro, you might as well slap Tavares and Tavares. What question is that? Tavares and Partey might as well go up front. At least we'll have shots. You know, Tavares might lick something down. You know, Partey might you know, take a helicopter out the sky or something. But yeah, man, at least them man they want to shoot. Richarlison or Tony? Who's Tony? Question: what's MERTESACKER bringing to the club? Who's he advanced to the first team recently? I can't lie, there isn't any at this moment. But listen, MERTESACKER is, for what he can control, he's doing quite well. I'm not saying that means he's the answer. He's amazing. I just think MERTESACKER is doing a very good job. That's one thing I'll give MERTESACKER. I'm all about giving people credit where due. Can't lie. On that note, though, people, Martial's handed in a transfer request, so yeah, he's going to keep it moving. But on that note, one love to those of you that have been tuned in. I'm going to love and leave you lot. It's been a fantastic one, but we've got nothing else to cover. I need to do certain things before I get back to you like at 4 p.m. So yeah, tomorrow it's Arsenal Southampton business. Make sure you set your reminders. You hit the like button. Appreciate you all. Big up yourself. You know, a whole 24 hours earlier. It is what it is. But this is what you need, you know. Half of these players are not the finished article. Ramsdale, how is he going to improve? Ben White, how are you going to improve? Tomiyasu, he's clearly good defensively. How are you going to get a bit more of a tune out of him going forward? Tavares, clearly good attackingly. Defensively, very shaky. How are you going to get a tune out of him? Improving players, not just the guys we've signed. You know, the good players, the Sackers, the Smith Rowes, the Martinellis. How are you taking them to the next level? Because if you don't go next level, you stagnate. You know, to be honest, you know, a lot of these players that are shit, I'm not expecting Arteta to improve them now, because it's just a flavour of the month thing. But that's where we're at with that, people. Let me update these time. You lot keep making me mess up these timestamps, man. You know how long the Arsenal Southampton preview timestamp is? It's an absolute mazza. But on that note, I'm going to love and leave you lot. You lot stay blessed, stay safe. Most importantly, let's make sure we're attacking our goals, hopes, and ambitions of this week. Let's end Friday well and have a good weekend off the back of a good week. Let's go and do the same thing next week. Let's hope for an Arsenal win. As usual, stay in good health, people. If your health ain't there, you're dead, innit? And you're no help to yourselves or myself, because I'm going to miss you lot. You lot stay blessed, stay safe, do what you need to do, people. Make sure you've hit the like button, you subscribed. As I said, stay blessed. On that note, though, safe.
So you always use that active red light defending. I think it's like